Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop. I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. I'm going to break down yesterday's 9 game slate. Yes, it was a choppy slate. We had 5 games, and 4 games, and 2 games, and 3 games, and turbos, and blah, 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 all of that. But it was still 9 games, and it is all noteworthy. We need to discuss those things. But first things first, I think a lot of people in the DFS Sweatshop are kind of confused about our relationship. I gotta tell you, this is the bright spot in my day. Aside from the wife and the children, and all of the wonderful things that life does offer me, this is the bright spot in my day, and I view the DFS Sweatshop as a job. And this job has one boss. The DFS Sweatshop has a boss, and it's not me. Uh, I am the only employee right now, aside from the tech squad. We together are one unit, but we are employees of the DFS Sweatshop, and the DFS Sweatshop is you. You are our bosses. You are our employers. Whatever you tell us that you want us to get you, that is our jobs to provide. That's why when hey, you guys started out, hey, I like the website, man, but it's kind of we need to step up the game, the website game, so we can get more. We did that. And then it was, yo, we need some tools on there now because I like what you're doing, I like the show, I like the content, but we need to get some more the tools. Bam, it's coming. We work for you. We work for you. This is your thing. This ain't just me. This is you. And that's how I feel about it, man. And that's why I make myself so accessible to cats in the sweatshop, man, because we are family, man. A lot of these cats have my number. They've got my personal digits, and they hit me up. Some of them may be going, hey, I'm going through a little rough patch, man. I need to pull somebody to the side and kind of talk about what I've been doing, who I've been playing, and maybe you can give me a little bit of insight, maybe just a fresh look at the whole thing. Maybe help me step back for a second. Case in point, the homie Paul Harless, right? A couple weeks back, hey man, I'm in a tough little losing streak, man. I kind of need to get myself together. I'm thinking about quitting, thinking about giving up. Yo, hit me up. Shoot him my number, hit me up, call me. So we get on the phone, we chop it up a little bit, and he sees a few things. He takes a step back, and tonight he is the king of the DFS Sweatshop. We had a lot of cats ball out tonight. It was a really, really good night. And shout out to the homie Galen E. Van Zant for the text during the show. I know you're waiting on the show. I know you work late nights. It's coming to you, homie. It's coming. All right. So we're going to start with C. Frangio. Now, this is a really good friend of the DFS Sweatshop, really solid cat. He went out and finished second in a really nice tournament, dropped 302.5 DraftKings points, went with Alfred Payton, Jody Meeks. He had Markieff Morris, who was a really good play, Serge Ibaka, Jokic he had in the lineup, John Wall, Jabari Parker, and Sergio Rodriguez. Really, really good lineup from him. We saw Kyler 18, another one of the good guys in the defense sweatshop, go out and finish 12th in the 15K sharpshooter. Really good showing from him. Back to Paul Harless. Dude took down first place in the 4K, I believe it was a 4K single entry tournament. Scored 331.25 DraftKings points. Excellent game, and that's why you are tonight's king of the defense sweatshop. I will crown you on Twitter right after the show. Saw a pretty nice night from DeAndre Rawlings as well. He had an awesome night, a monster night, man. He finished a few different tournaments. I mean, this is dude went ham. He went ham. He went on. I don't know if you can see that, but he went ham. Excellent night for DeAndre Rawlings. Really good night sweatshop for him. And this is the kicker. We had such a sweat in the DFS sweatshop. I'm going to tell you, we all have guys that we want to see play well, situations that we're in. But this is one cat who was in first place in the 300K 4-point play. For a little while, he was in first place and taking home 20 grand, 25 grand. And the sweatshop shut down. Everybody that we had, that we wanted to play well, we wanted to do well, fuck all that, man. We got the homie about to take this shit down. And we were rooting for him and cheering for him. It was beautiful, man. It was a wonderful thing. He ended up, I believe, finishing 19th. But hey, it was a sweat. And they see us coming because he had the logo, was representing in first place for quite some time. deep late into the night. He ended up finishing, I believe, 19th or 21st. I can't remember. And hey, the Sharks were scared on that one, man. Pretty good showing we saw from him. Uh, Also, the homie Bakcha, he is also a affiliate. Bakcha 69. He is an affiliate of the DFS Sweatshop. He went out and had an awesome night in that 4-point play. I think he won 14th place with a score of 331.25 DraftKings points. He had Eric Bledsoe who went off. He had Klay Thompson. He had Jay Crowder. He had Draymond Green, Rudy Gobert, Devin Booker, Dragon Bender, and DeAndre Jordan. Pretty good game there. So cats in the sweatshop are really getting to it, man. And I'm very proud to be a part of this movement, man, as we decided to go ahead and take some of that money back from the Sharks, man. Really awesome night for the DFS sweatshop, and that is why I am sipping strong drink for you. Tonight, I'm sipping on a little bit of, and you might call me a goober for this, but I'm sipping on a little Woodford and Coca-Cola. I know. Fine bourbon with Coca-Cola. I know. But I like it like that. So let's go ahead and jump into the feature for players of the night. Now, usually at this point in the show, I would go ahead and break down my core 4 plays. But we know it was a 9-game slate. So on a regular 9-game slate that starts at 7 o'clock, a core 4 is most certainly coming. But we had such a choppy slate with MLK Day, it being a holiday, and we saw games start at 1 o'clock. So it was so choppy that it's a few. We looked at it as a few really short slates. So we just stacked on those, and all of these guys, they got to their stacks and they did fairly well in what they were doing. So let's go ahead, since we don't have that core 4 to talk about, let's go ahead and jump into the feature 4 players of the night. These are the 4 most talked about, tweeted about guys in the DFS Sweatshop, in the Facebook VIP, in the YouTube VIP, as well as on Twitter. Now, I went and did a pre-lock show today, which was a lot of fun, man. And as soon as I can get up off of these 2 jobs, man, that's something I'm going to be doing a lot. Really getting into it at the last minute, right before lineups lock, and we can share that news that we get with each other. And I can kind of hold you at bay and let you know, hey, don't change anything. You've been on guys all day long. You're smart. You know what you're doing. Do not freak out and change up your whole lineup. Just relax and let's play what we have. And that's the point for me behind those pre-lock shows. A lot of cats, their pre-lock shows are designed to scramble you up. Some of the largest lights, why do they do shows so close to lock? Because they want to throw a bunch of names at you and get you to change up your lineup. So if you had been holding strong all day long, as we do in the DFS Sweatshop, you listen to them, and next thing you know, when lineups lock, you're looking at your line, you're like, yo, this is none of the fucking dudes I've been on all day. This is crazy. That's not what we were about in the Sweatshop. It's not what we were about. So let's go ahead and jump into the feature 4 players. We're going to start with the Who Dat scoring all them points over there, play of the night. This is going to go to a guy who catches shit a lot. Caught a lot of shit for most of the season, but man, him and his fucking brother, his twin brother, been balling out lately. We're talking about Markieff Morris, 18% owned, $6K in salary, brought you back 50.75 DraftKings points, and at a really nice point in the day, he was the highest scorer on the board. We've got to take a look at Markieff Morris going forward, especially as he is around that 6K price point. Excellent game for the Who Dat, scoring all them points over there, play of the night. Next thing I'm going to talk about is going to be how did I miss that play tonight? This is a guy who, for all intents and purposes, was not in a great spot. If we look at the Utah Jazz perimeter defense as a whole, when they've got a healthy team, you've got George Hill, you've got Rodney Hood, who's a decent wing defender. You've got just a sound defensive team that comes from the coaching, comes from the defensive coach. Quinn Snyder is a really sound defensive coach, and you don't see point guards play particularly well quite regularly against them. At least last year you didn't. But this is a new Utah defense we're seeing. And we're seeing point guards get on their ass. And that's what we saw tonight with Eric Bledsoe at 17% ownership. Very low in the all-day slate for a guy this good at 6.8K, which was definitely a bargain on him. He went out and brought you back 57.75 DraftKings points. An excellent game from Eric Bledsoe. And guess what? I had him nowhere. How the fuck did I miss that? That's why he's tonight. How did I miss that play tonight? The next guy I'm going to talk about is the heat check player tonight. Now, this doesn't go to the guy with the biggest salary. It doesn't always go to the guy that scores the most points. But it just goes to the guy that balls the fuck out more than anybody else. And tonight, it could be no one else but Mr. Draymond Green. 23% owned in the all-day slate. 7.6K in salary. went out and led all DraftKings scorers with 60.25 DraftKings points. That's why you tonight, Draymond, are the Heat Check Player of the Night. Salute to you. Awesome game we saw from Draymond Green. Now, yeah, this is a part of the show. We've got to get to it. Let me take a sip of a strong drink. We got to get to it. But this is where we highlight or low light that one motherfucker. The motherfucker who destroyed so many lineups. I've never seen this many lineups fucked up by one dude. This dude is on some Miley Cyrus type shit. He came in like a fucking wrecking ball, okay? We're talking about from 37 at the least I've seen him to upwards of 90% in ownership. This dude was the most owned cat I've ever seen in all of my days of playing daily fantasy sports on such a large slate. 37 the lowest, 90% the highest. We're talking about you, Enes Kanter. You a motherfucking snowflake with your old snowflake ass. How the fuck you gonna give us a string of big games off the bench? You jumping off the bench in 15 minutes, you getting 15 points and 10 rebounds. You doubling in 19 minutes. But tonight, you go out at 6.1K, the highest salary you've been all year, when everybody's on you, 37% on, 90% on, and you go out and you bring back 22.25 DraftKings points. That man, you a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass. That's why you ain't starting. That's why you ain't a motherfucking starter. Because we all thought, oh, Steven Adams is out, Kanter gets to start. But the coach know better. The coach know he's a motherfucking snowflake. Joe snowflake ass. Let's get on with the motherfucking rest of the show. Damn snowflake. Now, let's go ahead and jump into a quick recap of last night's NBA action. We're going to start in New York, where the New York Knicks, my New York Knicks, I got a little something on my hat right here. What is that? What is that? This is bugging me. Okay. Sorry. This is an old hat. I try to mix it up for you. I just want to throw New York Giants and Knicks shit in your face. I wanted to show you I got a little versatility, right? All right, so let's go ahead and start in New York, where my Knicks were hosting the Atlanta Hawks. This was actually, the first game was actually the best game on the slate. I mean, this was a really, really good performance on the Atlanta side, and we saw some Knicks ball out too. Let's go ahead and start. Let's start with Kent Bazemore. He has been dead to me. But you know what? If our Father can be risen, maybe there's hope for Kent Bazemore. At 32 minutes, he had 16 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal while shooting 5 for 13 from the field. That was a paltry 38%. Could have shot a lot better, but he did hit 4 of 4 free throws and shoot 2 for 8 from behind the arc. He got a little overzealous from 3, which kind of ruined his overall field goal percentage. Fabio Sefolosha, disappointing. 22 minutes, he had 3 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Not a great game there. Paul Millsap did exactly what we wanted him to do. At 39 minutes, he had 17 points and 7 rebounds to go with 6 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. This dude is a much better player whenever we don't see Dwight Howard on the board. They need to trade this cat. He needs to go to another team. Because with him and Dwight Howard on the same team, that's not a good look. It's not. It's just really not. And Paul Millsap is a really nice player, kind of a young player in the prime stages of his career. We saw Tim Hardaway Jr. exact revenge against the New York Knicks that traded him away for nearly nothing. In 34 minutes, he had 20 points, 3 boards, 4 assists, and 1 steal. 9 for 16 shooting, 2 for 7 from 3. Pretty good game we saw from Tim Hardaway Jr. Dennis Schroeder had a nice game. 33 minutes for him. This was a bounce-back game of sorts for him. He had not been playing very well lately. This is a really good sign going forward that he was able to, play through that bad streak and also come out on top. He did that tonight. 33 minutes, he had 28 points, 3 boards, 3 assists, while shooting 13 for 16 from the field. And he was hitting the mid-range jump shot, too. So you're looking at 81% shooting, 1 for 2 from 3. That's a pretty good clip. We like that. That's nice. Chris Humphries, who I was actually put onto by some cats pre-lock in the DFS sweatshop while we were going over some shit. He was like, yo, I know you like Jason Smith for Washington, but you need to get on Chris Humphries. And I did that in a lot of spots. He had a nice game. 24 minutes for him, 14 points, 7 boards to go with an assist, a steal, and he hit 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Really nice game we saw from Chris Humphries. On the Knicks side, we saw a nice game from Carmelo Anthony. Now, amidst all of the shit that they're talking about him, the Phil Jackson is like, yo, Carmelo is old and washed up, or he didn't say it, but a guy close to him said it. All kind of shit is going on, swirling around Carmelo. He's just going out and he's trying to play the game of basketball. I've got a newfound respect for Carmelo Anthony because if a motherfucker talk shit about me like that and my check was guaranteed, I'm not sure I would play as hard as I see Carmelo playing. And in 34 minutes, he had 30 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, and 1 steal while shooting 10 for 16 from the field, 8 of 11 free throws made, 2 for 4 from behind the arc. We need to, as a Carmelo Anthony fan, Syracuse guy, Carmelo Anthony fan, New York guy, lived in Maryland for a little while, so he's from Baltimore. I have a connection to Carmelo Anthony. The only time I've seen the Syracuse Orange win in football and basketball as a fan was with Carmelo Anthony, and I really think we need to send that dude to the Clippers. That is what the Clippers need: a stretch kind of four that can knock down the shots, the mid range, the deep jump shot. That's what they need. That will put them over the top. They would definitely be able to contend with the Golden States and the Cavaliers of the league if he were to go over to the Clippers. We need to not get rid of Miller, but just put him in a better situation and move on and just build around Kristaps is what I think we should do. Kuzminskis has a really nice game. 37 minutes for him. He had 14 points, 5 boards, and 2 assists to go with 2 steals. Joakim Noah pulled down 17 boards, but he only scored 7 points and had 3 assists to go with a steal and 2 blocks. Nice game we saw from Derrick Rose. They say he was fouled in that last play, but old D Rose would have threw that shit down on that dude that close to the basket. But that's not the D Rose that we have now. He had 18 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, and 1 block while shooting 50% from the field. That was a pretty good game there. Justin Holiday off of the bench had 11 points and 4 boards, and we saw a pretty decent game from Ron Baker, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals at that very low price point. The next game we're going to talk about the Washington Wizards at home against the Portland Trailblazers. Now, coming into this game, I was like, yo, this is going to be a nice point guard duel. Both the high-paced teams. John Wall's at home. Dame Lillard's going to want to play well against another good point guard, but this game left a lot to be desired. Mo Harkless had played 18 minutes and had 0 points. That's all I'm going to say about him. I'm done. Dame Lillard, 28 minutes. He had 22 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 block. Pretty decent game from Dame Lillard, but not that Dame game that we're looking for. I'm going to Charlotte Wednesday because the Dame is coming to Charlotte, and I get to see 2 of my favorite point guards on the floor at the same time, kind of duke it out. We're going to see Kemba at home with the hose, and we're going to see Dame, the big Dame game. So I think me and the wife going to go and check that out. I really think we're going to do that. We ain't going to get no great seats because it's short notice, but I think we're going to go check that out, right? All right. C.J. McCollum, disappointed in 22 minutes. He had 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals to go with 1 block. This game was a blowout. It was a blowout. To be real, it was a fucking blowout. And we didn't need to see a lot of minutes from the key guys from the Portland side. And there's not too much to talk about. Al-Farouq Amino, 25 minutes, had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And when you see guys like Myers Leonard get 20 minutes, you see Alan Crabb getting 24 minutes, you see Evan Turner getting 21 minutes, you know that, it just wasn't a great game for the Portland Trailblazers. On the Washington Wizards side, we talked about the who that scoring on points over their player tonight. Markieff Morris, man, 17 points, 13 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Great game from him. And he only took 9 shots. He hit 6 of 9 shots, 1 for 2 from behind the arc, hit 4 free throws. He had an awesome game. Really nice game you saw from Markieff Morris and very efficient. Brad Beal, in his 28 minutes, had 25 and 2 to go with 5 assists and 3 steals. Nice game there. John Wall had a decent game, but he didn't have to play very much. He only played 27 minutes, and he had 24 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. There was a point in the game where John Wall was toying with the Portland defenders, man. It was bad. It was bad. Thomas Satoransky saw a double-double off of the bench, and that's how you know it was a blowout. He played 19 minutes, had 10 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. If you had him in your lineups, damn, you did good with that one. Kelly Oubre Jr., 18 and 4 to go with 2 assists. Pretty good game for him off the bench. And we also saw Martin Gortat for 26 minutes. Didn't do much at nothing. 6 points, 6 boards, and 2 blocks. Not a great game there. On the next game we're going to talk about is going to be the Milwaukee Bucks at home against the Philadelphia 76ers. This is a different team with Joel Embiid on the floor. And I'm going to take this time to apologize to all of the Joel Embiid minutes restriction truthers that think you can still roster this cat under that type of minutes restriction. You are correct. You were correct today. My apologies. I must change my stance on this going forward. Robert Covington, 27 minutes for him. 11 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. Pretty decent game there. Like we talked about Joel Embiid, man. 22 points, 12 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 5 blocks. That is what made the difference because he only shot 44% from the field. He got to the foul line 18 times, hit 13 of them, and he hit 1 3 out of the 3 that he did take. Nice game there. Sergio Rodriguez at his 3.2 price point on DraftKings did not disappoint. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. This dude should have just been automatically locked in every lineup. Looking back, he should have just been locked in every lineup. Dario Saric chipped in 17 and 9 to go with 4 assists and 1 steal. Pretty decent game there. Chilo Okafor played 20 minutes, but he only had 10 points and 2 boards to go with an assist and a steal. And Sauce, wasn't too much sauce in this game. 19 minutes, he had 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. On the Milwaukee Bucks side, very disappointing second half. Honk if Giannis gave you blue balls. Dropped 30 in the first half and like 8 the rest of the game, or 12 the rest of the game. Horrible. 23 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 10 for 19 from the field, shooting 52%. Didn't hit a 3-pointer, but he took 1, and he hit 3 of 5 shots from the charity stripe. But 28 minutes, man. Your best player gets 28 minutes. That's not good. That's Jason Kidd. That's not good. I mean, did he have like 100 fouls or something? Fouled out of the game. That's not good. He fouled out of this game. That's not good. Was not good for Giannis Antetokounmpo. We needed to see more from him. Jabari Parker, in his 35 minutes, had 23 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. A pretty decent game there. We saw a nice game from Malcolm Brogdon, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. Greg Monroe, 14 and 6 to go with 2 assists and 1 steal. And we didn't see much else from anyone else on the Milwaukee Bucks roster. Let's go to the next games. Indiana Pacers at home against the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, we saw an injury. We saw Anthony Davis leave the game. He played 23 minutes. He has 16 and 3 to go with 3 assists. We need to check on that going forward. Dude is fragile. That's not news to you. If you've been around, you know he's going to get hurt. He's going to leave some games. That's just the nature of the brow. That's just what it is. We saw a pretty decent game from E'Twaun Moore. 27 minutes, 15 points to go with 3 rebounds and 1 steal and 2 blocks. Pretty good game there. Drew Holiday continues to underwhelm. 11 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals. Not a great game there. Tyreke Evans. Now, we've been riding Tyreke Evans. Oh, Tyreke Evans. But he finally came back down to earth. He played 23 minutes. He had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals while shooting 38% from the field. Not a great game there for him. Not much else to talk about. We saw a little bit of Terrence Jones. He had 15 and 8 to go with 3 assists and 2 blocks in 25 minutes. That's just not enough for that price point. Once you approach 6K, we need 40. We're trying to get 35 to 40 from you, and that's just not what we saw. On the Indiana Pacers side, we saw a very nice game from Miles Turner, 18 and 12 to go with 1 assist and 4 blocks. That does it. Those blocks for bigs, if a big can get a double-double with 5 blocks, that's money. We love that. That's awesome. Really good game from Miles Turner. Nice game from Jeff Teague. He fucked around, almost got a triple-double, 16 points to go with 8 boards and 10 assists while shooting 70% from the field and 1 for 3 from behind the arc. Pretty decent game there. We saw a nice game from Thad Young, man. He had 17 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 6 steals while shooting 8 for 9 from the field, 1 for 1 from the charity stripe. Pretty decent game there. Glenn Robinson, the price was very cheap on him. He had 9 points, 5 boards, 1 assist, and 1 block. That's not horrible. And Al Jefferson played 9 minutes and scored 10 points and had 2 rebounds. The next game, we're going to talk about the Denver Nuggets at home against the Orlando Magic. I stacked so heavily on the wrong side of this game. I like Denver. I like Denver as a stack. But I just liked Orlando as a contrarian play. Didn't think a lot of folks were going to be on the Orlando players. But that proved to be my undoing on the night. As we did see Elfrid Payton double-double with 20 points, 12 assists, and 4 rebounds. Pretty good game from him. Bismack Biyombo had 15 and 9 in his 19 minutes. We saw Vucevic for 27 minutes. He got the start. He played 17. He had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block while shooting 61% from the field. Two early fouls kind of fucked that up for me, and it kind of threw the whole flow of the game out of whack. Serge Ibaka in 30 minutes had 15 and 5 with a steal, and he shot 7 3-pointers, man. Serge, stop that bullshit, man. What the fuck is up with these dudes that are 6'11", hanging around the 3-point line, shooting fucking threes, bro? That's not how you made a name for yourself. Get your ass down there and rebound. Play some damn defense. Fake ass Craig Hodges. Pissing me off with that shit. Jeff Green, 17 minutes at 13 points, a rebound, an assist, and a steal while shooting 33% from the field. Not too much else to talk about on the Orlando side. I believe Jody Meeks was a really, really big chalk play, and it really didn't disappoint. He didn't do bad, but we were looking at that ownership for him to really play a better game. He actually led the team in minutes with Evan Fournier out, 11 points, 4 boards, and 4 assists. On the Denver Nuggets side, saw another nice game from Nikola Jokic, man. 30 points, 11 boards, 5 assists, and 3 steals. He just does not block shots. If this dude ever figures out how to get his hand up and block a fucking shot, he is going to be a fantasy fucking nightmare. 13 of 19 from the field for 68% shooting, 3 of 5 from the charity stripe, and he hit 1 3 out of the 2 he took. Awesome game for Nikola Jokic. We saw Kenneth Faried get the start too in place of Wilson Chandler, and in his 33 minutes, he had 20 points and 5 rebounds to go with 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Shot 83% from the field. Really nice game there. Danilo Gallinari played 40 minutes. He did lead the team in minutes. He had 15 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. And we also saw Mudiay, man. Mudiay had a nice game. 36 minutes for him. He had 18 and 13 to go with 2 rebounds, 2 steals, and 1 block. Now, if you had stacked all of these guys except Gary Harris, because he only played 2 minutes and didn't do shit, if you stack these guys, if you stack, Gallinari, Faried, Jokic, Mudiay, Nelson, you were good. You were very good. Nelson had 18 points, 4 boards, 4 assists, and 1 steal. And Wilson Chandler, in his 20 minutes, had 9 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, and 1 steal. It is just so hard to figure out what Mike Malone is going to do from game to game. That's what makes this team so hard to roster. It just does. It makes it so hard to roster. Because we saw when everybody was talking about, there's a good chance Jokic is going to foul out in the first quarter. Everybody went on that, and then they were like, well, we should roster Nurkic because he's going to come in. And then, Darrell Arthur goes out, and now it's, Faried is the play. It's too weird. It's too weird. And if any night you get them right, you get to the money. Next game we're going to talk about is the Boston Celtics at home against the Charlotte Hornets. This was a fairly decent game as well. It kind of got away from the Hornets in the end as Isaiah Thomas was just too much. Isaiah Thomas in the fourth quarter is the real fucking deal, bro. He is something else in the fourth quarter. Seems like he just flips the switch and goes ham. But on the Charlotte Hornets side, we almost saw a triple-double from Nick Batum. 8 points, 10 boards, 10 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks. Pretty good game there. But he only shot 18% from the field. We're talking 2 for 11. Did not hit a 3. That's not like Nick Batum. If he has a better scoring game, not only does he have an awesome fantasy night, but the Hornets win this game. Definitely. I'm starting to see that he is the best player on this team. Marvin Williams, in his 28 minutes, had 21 points, 4 rebounds. Pretty decent game there. We saw MKG kind of trudge his way along to double-digit fantasy points. 35 minutes, he had 6 points, 9 boards, 1 assist, 1 block. Shot 27% from the field. Just bad shooting for him. Kemba Walker, in his 37 minutes, he had 24 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, while shooting 8 for 21 from the field. That's 38%. This team shot horribly from the field. Horrible shooting performance from the from the Charlotte Hornets. Cody Zeller, in his 30 minutes, had 13 and 8 to go with 2 assists, 1 block, and he was the only one that had a really good shooting game. He shot 71% from the field, 3 for 4 from the line. Pretty good game there from him. On the Boston Celtics side, now we talked about Isaiah Thomas and what he means to a team, especially how he can blow it up in the fourth quarter. Dude had a nice one. Pretty good game there. 35 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists while shooting 14 of 25 for 56% and shooting 7 of 15 from behind the arc. Dude took 15 3-pointers. That's a lot of 3-point shots to take. But if you hit 7 of them, that's not bad at all. Al Horford, in his 33 minutes, had 22 points, 6 boards, and 4 assists. And he's another one. This does not block shots. He's not a shot blocker. And that's horrible. You're too big to not block shots. Come on, bro. You're agile. You're athletic. Block a fucking shot, Al. Jay Crowder, in his 29 minutes, had 15 and 7 to go with 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Pretty good game there. And Kelly Olynyk, he did see 26 minutes of action and almost double-double. He had 15 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal. And I'm kind of pissed that he's playing this well consecutively because Kelly Olynyk is my dude. Like, he's stuck around like 3.2, 3.3. We're going to see the price on him climb up a little bit because I believe Amir Johnson is playing himself or not playing himself out of the rotation. He played 21 minutes and had 2 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist to go with a block. Not a good game from him at all. The next game we're going to talk about, Golden State Warriors at home against the Cleveland Cavaliers. This game should have been a way better matchup, but they not only did the Golden State Warriors beat their ass, they covered the point spread on them. I'm talking about they beat their ass. It was bad. On the Cleveland side, LeBron James had 20 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal. Horrible game from him. He shot 33% from the field, 6 for 18. Not good for LeBron at all. Kevin Love, man, he only played 16 minutes. He had 3 points and 3 boards. I don't even want to talk about him anymore. Horrible game there. Not a good game we saw from Kyrie Irving. The only play in this game that was decent was Iman Shumpert. The least shall be first. Isn't that's it? Iman Shumpert, 29 minutes. He had 15 points and 9 rebounds to go with 3 steals. Shot 50% from the field, 2 for 5 from behind the arc. Pretty good game there from him. Richard Jefferson, 11 and 2 to go with an assist and a steal. Kyrie Irving, horrible game, 17 and 2 to go with 2 assists and 1 steal. I mean, Cleveland sucked the fucking egg tonight. Horrible game from those guys, man. On the Golden State side, you could have stacked the shit out of these guys, man. Draymond Green, triple-double, 11 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists, 1 steal, and 5 blocks. You see that? 5 blocks. The defenders, the guys that are actually, exerting their energy on the defensive side of the ball, not only on the offensive side of the ball. Guys that come to work, blue-collar, hard-hat guys. Those are the guys that we need to have in our roster from night to night. Pretty good game we saw from Draymond Green. Klay Thompson, he shot hot again, 26 points to go at 4 rebounds in his 31 minutes. Also had a block there. Steph Curry did double-double in his 30 minutes, 20 points, 2 rebounds, 11 assists, and 4 steals. Did not see a great game from Kevin Durant, but he did hit all the stat areas. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. And on a night like tonight, where Draymond is just working so hard on both sides of the floor, we just didn't have to see, Kevin Durant go ham tonight. We didn't have to see that because Draymond took care of it all. Andre Iguodala in his 24 minutes had 14 and 3 to go with 5 assists and 1 block. Pretty good game there. He shot 100% from the field, hit 2 threes of the 2 that he took. Pretty nice game there. The next game we're going to talk about, the Phoenix Suns at home against the Utah Jazz. And you know what? We talked about this a little bit earlier. We alluded to it. I'm not afraid of the Jazz anymore against point guards. I'm not. I don't have any problem starting a point guard that I really like against the Jazz from here on out. They have to earn that back. We're going to start with Gordon Hayward, 17 and 4 to go with 5 assists. Now, this is a guy that was shooting hot as shit to start the season. I mean, he had a nice string of 20-point games that ended a few games ago, and we haven't really seen him pick that pace back up. He did get to the line 9 times and hit 8 of them. He hit 1 out of 3 3-pointers, but that 30% field goal percentage, 4 for 13, is not what we want to see from a guy like Gordon Hayward at that price point. That's just not what we want to see. Now, Derek Favors, he's getting back into shape. He only played 24 minutes, but he had 11 points and 4 boards to go with 1 assist and 1 steal with a block. Pretty decent game there. Now, we saw a nice game from Rudy Gobert. Tyson Chandler got scratched after the lineups had already locked, especially if you were playing all day. So Rudy Gobert took advantage of that, having 17 rebounds to go with 18 points, 1 assist, 1 steal, and guess what? 4 blocks. Nice defensive game to go to all that offense. We love to see that in the sweatshop. Joe Ingles got the start in place of Rodney Hood, and in his 33 minutes, he had 11 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and shot 66% from the field while shooting 3 for 4 from behind the arc. Pretty good game there. George Hill didn't shit on you, but he didn't have a really great game. 17 and 8 to go with 3 assists, 1 block while shooting 38% from the field. Could have been a lot better shooting game for him. Joe Johnson chipped in 15 in his 24 minutes. He also had 4 rebounds and 1 assist. We saw a nice game from Boris Diaw. 21 minutes, he had 12 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Nice game there from him. The last game on the slate, and probably the most confusing game, if you didn't watch it, you just look at the box score. When you look at these scores, you like somebody had to get hurt. Something had to happen. And that's what happened, man. That's what happened. We didn't see Chris Paul for most of the game, but Andre Roberson on the Oklahoma City side. In his 26 minutes, he had 5 points, 5 boards, and 1 assist. We saw Domantas Sabonis for 27 minutes. He had 10 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Russell Westbrook didn't triple-double in this one. He had 24 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Not a great game there. Enes Kanter, the snowflake of the night, with Joel's snowflake ass, went out and had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and 1 block in 22 minutes. We saw a nice game from Joffrey Lavergne, another cat. Shout out to Derek P in the sweatshop. Another cat put us on Levine. He's like, yo, start Joffrey. Just start him. Don't ask me any questions, just start him. And I did that. We did that in a couple spots. Really good game from him. At that minimum salary, 3K, 13 points, 9 boards, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Nice game there. We also saw Vic Oladipo for 24 minutes, and he had another horrible game. Shot 27% from the field, did not hit a 3, scored 6 points, had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Not a great game there from him at all. On the LA Clippers side, another nice game from DeAndre Jordan. Went up and got 15 boards, scored 19 points, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 4 blocks while shooting 87% from the field. Great game there. We only saw Chris Paul for 13 minutes. He had 8 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal. And it was shaping up to be a nice game for Chris Paul, but that injury just couldn't make it through. So now we got to deal with a lot of the coach's son and Raymond Felton for a little while and figuring out who out of those 4 guards are going to have a good game. J.J. Redick, the coach's son, Raymond Felton, or Jamal Crawford. Now we're going to be going through that shit if we don't see Chris Paul for a few games. Pretty nice game from J.J. Redick there. 27 minutes. He had 20 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and 2 steals. That was pretty good there. Shot 5 for 10 from behind the arc, so that was a really nice clip shooting there. And big Mo Spates, 27 minutes, 23 points, 10 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal. Awesome game from Mo Buckets, man. And then he shot 3 for 7 from behind the arc. And you can't argue with that with a big man. Good game from Maurice Spates. So now that we've recapped last night's games, let's go ahead and jump into the player pricing for tomorrow's 5-game slate. And I just want you to know, hey, we've got 5 games tomorrow. Wednesday, we're back up to 9 games. Then Thursday, we're back down to 5 games. Thursday, we're back down to 5 games. Friday, 9 games. Saturday, we've got a big 11-game slate that starts at 5 o'clock. So we've got a lot of basketball left this week. If you didn't have a nice Monday, if you didn't have a good Monday, we've got plenty of time to make that up during the week. It's going to be good. Don't worry about it. Let's go ahead and jump into the player pricing for tomorrow's 5-game slate. This is still a stack slate. So we're working on the point totals and everything else that we need. Let me get out of this from here. We're going to get into the point totals and everything that we need to get that together so that we can send out those the spreadsheets and the player pool with the stack sheets, the stack guides on them. That's what we're going to be doing tomorrow because it's still a short slate. And the process don't change. Not at all. 5 or less, we're stacking. You see the cats got to the money tonight. That's what we're doing. We're stacking on these short slates. Let's go ahead and open it up. And this is just so that we can get a good read on player pricing for tomorrow. We're going to open up the whole 5-game slate. Starts at 7:30. This is going to be more manageable than today because today was a lot. And we don't have Russell Westbrook on the board to fuck everything up. That's what he does. Because I'm somebody who never gets it right. Okay. Now, as you can see, the highest salary player on tomorrow's 5-game slate is going to be James Harden. Now, normally I would love to roster a Houston stack. I would love to do it. But against Miami, I don't think that they need 4 quarters of Harden to really destroy the Miami Heat. The only thing that has me kind of backpedaling on that is Harden is such a selfish guy. He plays for the triple-double. So you can look for him to be out there in the 4th quarter. And for that reason, even at 12.2K, Harden is in play for me. Karl Anthony Towns against San Antonio Spurs. Yes, he is in play for me at 9.3K. I like him. Jimmy Butler, 9.1. The price is a little too high for Jimmy Butler right now. And I don't think that he has that type of game against the Dallas Mavericks. Kawhi Leonard, 8.8. The price is kind of high for me. And I know this is a Kawhi Leonard, but go check the stats, man. Minnesota balls, they play very well against that small forward position. They really do. So I don't know if I would like to roster Kawhi Leonard tomorrow. Kyle Lowry at 8.6. Yes, I like that. DeMar DeRozan at 8.5. Fire him up. Both of them, I like them. Hassan Whiteside at 8.4. Yes, I like that. Against the Houston Rockets, you've got to love Nikola Jokic at 8.1 against the Lakers. You've got to love that. The Lakers are going to get a little bump from being at home. Maybe this game stays close. I love Nikola Jokic tomorrow. Julius Randle 7.2 is a no for me. D'Angelo Russell, yes, 7K. Goran Dragic is in play for me at 6.8. Even though he may see Patrick Beverley defense, I still like him tomorrow. Wilson Chandler, we've got to figure out if he's going to be starting. Yes, if not, no, because the price went up on him and he didn't do shit. No. LaMarcus Aldridge, 6.6. No, that's not a play for me. Dwayne Wade, yes, at 6.5. I like him more than I like Jimmy Butler because the price is so low, so much lower. Harrison Barnes is a really nice play. I like Harrison Barnes a lot tomorrow. He's going to see. Dallas Stack is on for me tomorrow. I like him. Brook Lopez at 6.3. He's in play for me. Valanciunas is more in play at 6.2 because we can attack the Brooklyn Nets at the center position. We can definitely do that. I believe the last time out, Valanciunas went turkey ham on him. I believe that's what happened. Dirk Nowitzki at 6.1. The price is creeping up on him, and so are the minutes. And I think for that reason, that is a viable stack option. I like Dirk Nowitzki tomorrow. James Johnson, yes, at 6.1. Zach LaVine at 6K against Danny Green defense. Yes, I like that. Andrew Wiggins, no, I don't like Andrew Wiggins tomorrow. So, see, I always like one of them. Every time Minnesota plays, I like either LaVine or Wiggins. This is kind of just telling me that the matchup is telling me here against Kawhi Leonard with Andrew Wiggins that I like Zach LaVine more. That's what that's telling me. Danilo Gallinari, 6K, going against Luol Deng, who is a really nice defender. I kind of like him some, not a lot. Not as much as I usually do, but I like him tomorrow. Deron Williams, 5.9. Yes, I like that. Rick Rubio, 5.9. Yes, I like that. Eric Gordon at 5.8 is a no for me. Taj Gibson. This is the best rebounding team in the league. The Chicago Bulls. Check it. They're the best rebounding team in the league. I like Taj Gibson tomorrow. Paul Gasol at 5.7 is in play for me. Tyler Johnson is a yes for me. Trevor Ariza, no. Will Barton, yes. Patrick Beverley, no. Trevor Booker, he is in play at 5.4. Dion Waiters, yes. DeMarre Carroll, yes. While that price is still that low on a guy that's giving us that much production, I do like DeMarre Carroll tomorrow. Montrezl Harrell is a yes for me. Gorgie Jang, no. Ryan Anderson, no. Jeremy Lin is probably out tomorrow. Wesley Matthews is in play at 5K. I like him. Nikolai Mirotic is probably going to be out tomorrow. Josh Richardson is probably going to be out tomorrow. I do like Bojan Bogdanovic at 4.9. Emmanuel Mudiay is in play at 4.9 against the Lakers. That's definitely there for us. Gary Harris is probably going to be out tomorrow. Tony Parker is in play against Ricky Rubio, most definitely. Clint Capella is a no for me. Michael Carter-Williams, no for me. Doug McDermott is a no for me. Kenneth Faried, no. Sean Kilpatrick, no. Lewis Williams, yes, I like Sweet Lou tomorrow at 4.3K. That price is very low. Robin Lopez is a nice play, I believe. Either him or Taj Gibson, I kind of like both of those guys. Luol Deng, yes, 4.2. I like him to bounce back. I think nobody's going to be on tomorrow. Maybe Noguera, if he does get a start, I kind of like him, but he probably won't. We might see Patrick Patterson back tomorrow. Jordan Clarkson is questionable. That even makes me like Lou Williams a little bit more. Spencer Dinwiddie, if he does get the start over Isaiah Whitehead, I do like him tomorrow. Seth Curry, LeBron, no. Willie Reed, no. Hollis Jefferson is an interesting play at 3.8. I kind of like that. I like Nick Young to stretch the defense earlier, knocked down a few big three-point shots. I like him. Terrence Ross is a no for me. Jonathan Simmons is a no for me. Brandon Ingram, yes. JJ Barea, I kind of like him tomorrow at 3.5 if we can see an increase on his minutes. David Lee is a no for me. Jerry and Grant is a no. Larry Nance, Corey Joseph, no. Justin Hamilton, yes, at 3.4. I like him as a cheap salary-saving option. Dwight Powell is a no for me. Now, we know we're not going to see Andrew Bogut, so that means that cats like Salah Mejri is going to be in play, as well as Dwight Powell at 3.4. Manu Ginobili, 3.4, yes, going up against that Minnesota second team. I kind of like him. Brandon Rush is a no for me. Dwayne Dedman is in play at 3.4. Isaiah Whitehead, it looks here like he's going to be all clear to play. 3.3. If he does get a start, 3.3K for a starting point guard against a Toronto defense that not a lot of people are going to be wanting to attack. I can go for that in a stack. I can definitely go for that. Pat is questionable. We talked about him. 3.3, no for me. Danny Green is a no for me. Yusuf Nurkic at 3.3 could be in play as a salary-saving punt option, as well as Denzel Valentine and Sam Decker. Let's find the 3K guy that I like. Give me a 3K guy that I like. Salah Mejri tomorrow. Salah Mejri. Especially if he gets to start. If he gets to start, I like him tomorrow. We can plug him in. Cheap salary saving option. And that means we can pay up for that James Harden lineup that we all want to add in there. But let's go ahead and jump into the point totals just to give you a quick game by game breakdown of how we're going to jump into these stacks tomorrow. But first, we're going to pull up the logo again. It's bigger than me, baby. It's the logo. It is the logo. The DFS Sweatshop. Thank y'all so much for the support that y'all been giving me, man. How y'all been sticking with me. We've been rolling through this thing together. I love it. There we go. That's right. Now, first game we're going to talk about is going to scare a lot of people off. The point total and the spread. Actually, the point total is going to invite you in. Ooh, look at this juicy point total. Ooh, it's juicy. But once you see the actual spread, you're not going to want to be involved in this game, but I will be. 1 second. Let's take a quick break. Back in. Now, yeah, the point total is going to suck you in. Look at this juicy point total. But once you see the spread, you can be like, damn, I don't know which way to go in this game. That's what I'm here for. This game is not going to blow out the way you think it is. We're talking about the Toronto Raptors going to Brooklyn, taking on a very scrappy Nets team at the crib. The Brooklyn Nets are at home. They're a home dog. It's an 11-point differential. Toronto Raptors are giving up 11 points to the Brooklyn Nets. And I really think that this game does not blow out in such a fashion to where we don't see, fourth quarter minutes from the major players. And see, another thing to look at, ask yourself, who is leading the league in minutes right now? Kyle Lowry. He's leading the league in minutes. He plays in blowouts. He's always on the floor. He's averaging way above 30 minutes a game. I like Lowry tomorrow. I like a Toronto stack. I love a Toronto stack. I even think we can stack Toronto and get a little bit of scrub love off of the Brooklyn side as well. Because even though the game may blow out, it may get out of hand, we're still going to see some guys get quality minutes on the Brooklyn Nets side that are fairly cheap. Once the game is out of reach, they automatically take Brook Lopez out of the game. That way, you see Justin Hamilton. You still see Trevor Booker. You still see, point guard play with Dinwiddie. You see Kilpatrick. So all of these guys, to me, are going to be in play tomorrow, no matter what game flow dictates, no matter if it's going to be a blowout or it's going to be a close game. So you're still going to see some of those guys. Toronto, very same way. The three guys I like for Toronto, the four guys actually, is going to be Carroll, Valanciunas, as well as a DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry stack. I love that tomorrow. I think it's going to do really well. So the next game I'm going to talk about is the Houston Rockets going to Miami to take on the Heat. This is a 220 point total, still a juicy point total, with a 7.5 point differential in favor of the Houston Rockets. They are giving the Heat 7.5 points. Yet again, another home dog. That automatically gives the home team a bump. I think you can roster Hassan Whiteside with complete confidence. I like him tomorrow. And when I like Hassan Whiteside, that means I like Goran Dragic a little bit. Even though the matchup is going to be tough, going up against Patrick Beverley. But I can tell you, this is the first thing that Miami does, especially when they're at home. I can tell you. They bring the ball down, and Goran Dragic gets the ball. The very first thing he does, no matter what it is, he lets no matter what the situation, he lets Whiteside set up at a certain spot on the floor, and he does a loop under the basket, and he runs around hoping that Whiteside's man will just look at him or just pay him a little bit of attention, just enough so he can lob the ball up to Whiteside for the easy play. Montrezl Harrell and Nene Hilario, and Nene is not athletic enough to stay with that. Montrez is so athletic, he's not as smart as an older, savvy veteran. He's going to go for that. I think you're going to see a lot of lobs, especially in that pick and roll, that short pick and roll game between Goran Dragic and Hassan Whiteside. That's why I like both of those guys tomorrow. And this is stuff you get from watching fucking games. I only know that because I watch a lot of games. I watch every game. I watch every NBA game. So on the Houston side, usual suspects going to be in play. You can take a chance on Pat Beverly. I don't like him tomorrow. Goran Dragic is a really good defender. Miami plays a really good defense against the point guard position in general, but there is no defense for James Harden. He just shoots the ball too deep, so I do like him. I think you can look to Trevor Ariza or maybe Ryan Anderson if you want to get a piece of Harden without actually rostering Harden. But he's going to be like I don't think I'm going to have to. I'm going to have to stack Houston. I can, and I probably will in some spots, but I'm going to have some lineups where I pay down on a cheap stack and I just pay up in that one spot, that one Harden spot, and hope he really does have one of those James Harden games that we didn't see last time out. The next game I'm going to talk about is the Dallas Mavericks going to Chicago to take on the Bulls. This is a 196.5 point total, the lowest point total on the slate. Chicago Bulls are the home favorite, giving up 6 points to the Dallas Mavericks. There's not a lot to like about this game, and I'm just hoping this is one of those situations where Vegas just gets it wrong, because I do like Harrison Barnes in this game. I like the Chicago rebounding aspect of the game. We talk about Taj Gibson and Robin Lopez. I don't like Jimmy Butler as much. His price is too high, over 9K. That's just too much right now for Jimmy Butler in a point total this low. That's 9K in salary is a lot to invest in a point total under 200. That's just something to throw out there for you. Uh, I do like Dwayne Wade. I like Dwayne Wade this game. The price is way down on him in comparison with Jimmy Butler, so I like him. I like Darren Williams in this game as well, and I think we can even look to Wesley Matthews. So I see a cheap Dallas stack with James Harden ringing the bell. I kind of like that. Next game I'm going to talk about is the Minnesota Timberwolves going to San Antonio to take on the Spurs. This is a 202 point total, the second lowest point total on the slate, with the San Antonio Spurs giving up 11 points to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I got to tell you, I just like Karl-Anthony Towns in this game. I think the small forward positions on both sides are going to cancel each other out. I think that San Antonio does win the game kind of handily, and we don't see as much Kawhi as we think we might need to in order for him to make good on that salary. And this is a game I'm not going to have too much exposure to. At the very most, I pick one between LaVine, Rubio, and Towns. Or if I don't want to pay for Towns, I'll grab LaVine and Rubio. The last few times out, if you roster Rubio and Towns together, you were in the money. So I'm going to have to think about that and see how the roster shakes out leading up to lock tomorrow at 7:30. On the San Antonio side, not much to like. Tony Parker looks like a really good play. I'm not playing Kawhi Leonard. I'm not going Paul Gasol. I'm just not going to take myself through all that. If I don't have to roster cats in like the lowest point total, one of the lowest point totals on the slate, I'm just not going to do it. Especially when the highest point total on the slate is the late night hammer game, and that's the next game we're going to talk about. The Denver Nuggets going to LA to take on the Lakers. That was the best thing about this game. Yeah, it's the highest point total on the slate, 228 points. We like that. It's only a -1.5, and it's in favor of the home team. So the LA Lakers are giving up a 1.5 to the Denver Nuggets. Denver Nuggets are on a back-to-back. Played very well. Some guys that we really didn't think, like Moutier, playing very well. The point guard matchups are really good. This is where all the late night hammer stuff is going to come from. I like a lot about this game. I like Jokic. I like Wilson Chandler. I like Danilo Gallinari. I even like Will Barton in some spots. I like Moutier. I like Jameer Nelson if you want to pay down all the way for a cheap point guard while you're paying up for your Hardens or your Kyle Lowrys or your DeMar DeRozan. I like that. On the Lakers side, I think D'Angelo Russell has a nice game. You can even look to Randall. I like Luol Deng a lot in this game. I like Sweet Lou Williams off of the bench. This is going to be a really nice fantasy game because both teams are young and fast-paced, and they're not very good. So we're going to see a lot of missed shots, a lot of rebounds, a lot of steals, a lot of turnovers. I think that whoever gets this game right wins all the money. This has been your DFS Jerusalem, wrapping up another edition of the DFS Sweatshop. If you would like to support the show, there are many different ways to do so. You are doing one, probably the purest form of supporting the show by just giving me a voice on YouTube and watching and tuning in and looking forward to the videos as they come out. But if you want to support the show further, there's a box over here. It says support the show. Click that box. Do what it tells you to do. Get some support to the show. If you want to cop some DFS Sweatshop swag, you can definitely do that. There's going to be a link in the bottom of the description of this video that's going to take you to where you can do that. Or you can join the DFS Sweatshop website, become an official, full-fledged member of the Sweatshop. Go to dfssweatshop.com, www.dfssweatshop.com, and there you will get everything we have to offer, our cheat sheets, our rankings, DVPs, core 4 plays when it is applicable. And you'll also be on the inside, on the ground floor, when we drop our new tools coming up within the month. We're going to be releasing our Excel spreadsheets that can serve as optimizers very soon. Very soon. I'm talking about days on that one. But the big drop, the new relaunch of the site and everything, is going to be happening within a month. We're doing it right before or right after the All-Star break is the next big launch. So get in where you fit in while you can. And this has been your DFS Jerusalem. Follow me on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. And remember, the number one thing I want you to do while you're in the sweatshop, keep it 300.